This heading, recap of the race and Priya's position, serves as a crucial narrative anchor, reestablishing the immediate context of the Mario Kart race for the audience. It's a quick summary of the key events leading up to the current moment, specifically highlighting Princess Priya's current standing and proximity to victory. The significance here is paramount for maintaining audience engagement and ensuring everyone, whether they saw the previous installment or not, is up to speed. Without this recap, new viewers would be lost, and even returning viewers might need a quick refresher on the dynamic between Priya and Queen Bowzo and the stakes of the race. For example, imagine a sports broadcast where, after a commercial break, the commentators immediately jump into a complex play without reminding viewers of the score, who has possession, or what just happened. It would be disorienting. Similarly, in a serialized story, a recap acts as a bridge between episodes. Another example is the previously unnamed segment at the beginning of many TV shows. It efficiently brings the audience up to speed on critical plot points. From a scriptwriting perspective, this recap allows for efficient storytelling. Instead of lengthy exposition, a few well-chosen lines can quickly remind the audience of Bowzo's failed Shui bomb attempt and Priya's successful drift. This sets the stage for the immediate action, Priya's impending counterattack. A potential challenge with recaps is making them concise and impactful without being redundant or boring for those who remember the previous events. The goal is to provide just enough information to orient the audience without dwelling too long. An alternative viewpoint might argue that a truly compelling story shouldn't need a recap, as the narrative should flow seamlessly. However, in a fast-paced action sequence like a Mario Kart race, a quick reminder of the current standings and recent events can heighten the tension and anticipation for what's about to happen. This recap directly influences the audience's understanding of the stakes and the emotional investment in Priya's success. By reminding them of Bowzo's previous aggression and Priya's skillful maneuver, it builds anticipation for Priya's own Shui bomb launch and potential surge ahead. It connects to the overarching theme of rivalry and the pursuit of victory, making Priya's current position all the more impactful as she stands on the precipice of winning. This heading, the Mario Kart race ensues between Princess Priya and Queen Bowzo. In our last story, Princess Priya dodged Bowzo's attempt to hit her with her Shui bomb. Now, after successfully drifting, Priya is close now to launch her Shui bomb and surge ahead for the win, introduces a pivotal moment of strategic offense and potential victory within the ongoing narrative. The core concept here is the climax of a competitive encounter, specifically focusing on the transition from defensive maneuvering to an offensive strike that promises a decisive outcome. It highlights the culmination of previous actions and sets the stage for the resolution of the immediate conflict. The significance of this point is immense as it represents the turning point of the race and, by extension, a critical juncture in the broader story arc. It's where the protagonist, Priya, shifts from merely surviving to actively pursuing victory, demonstrating her skill and strategic thinking. This moment builds tension and anticipation, engaging the audience by placing them on the edge of their seats, eager to see if Priya's calculated move will pay off. Two specific examples illustrating this point could be, firstly, in a real-world racing scenario, think of a Formula One driver who, after skillfully defending their position for several laps, finally finds an opening to deploy their DRS and overtake a rival for the lead on the final lap. Secondly, consider a chess match where a player, after successfully defending against a series of attacks, executes a brilliant combination that leads to a checkmate. Both scenarios involve a shift from defense to a decisive offensive action for victory. Many would agree that such moments of strategic reversal and decisive action are what make competitive narratives so compelling. They showcase the protagonist's growth, resilience, and ability to seize opportunities. The opinion is that these make-or-break moments are essential for narrative satisfaction. Potential challenges or controversies could arise if Priya's Shui bomb fails to connect, or if Bowzo has an unforeseen counter-strategy, leading to a further escalation of the conflict rather than a clean resolution. An alternative viewpoint might question the reliance on a single power-up for victory, suggesting that a more nuanced display of driving skill throughout the race would be a more satisfying win. This point directly connects to and influences other aspects of the main topic by determining the immediate outcome of the race. If Priya wins, it establishes her as a formidable competitor and potentially sets up future challenges or rewards. If she fails, it could lead to a new set of obstacles, a renewed rivalry with Bowzo, or a deeper exploration of her character's resilience and defeat. It also influences the overall pacing of the story, providing a dramatic peak before either a resolution or a new complication. The art of drifting and strategic advantage. This heading introduces the concept of drifting, not merely as a driving maneuver, but as a sophisticated strategic tool within the Mario Kart race. Drifting in this context is the act of intentionally sliding the cart through a turn, often at high speed, to maintain momentum, build up a mini turbo boost, and position oneself optimally for subsequent actions. It's a blend of precise control and forward thinking. The significance of this point is paramount to Princess Priya's current situation and the overall narrative. Her successful drift isn't just about navigating a corner, it's the culmination of skill that has put her in a position to win. It demonstrates her mastery over the game mechanics and her ability to execute complex maneuvers under pressure. Without this successful drift, she wouldn't be close enough to launch her Shui bomb and surge ahead. It's the critical pivot point in the race. Two specific examples illustrate this. Firstly, Priya's successful drift allowed her to avoid Bowzo's previous Shui bomb, showcasing its defensive utility. Secondly, and more importantly now, her current drift has positioned her perfectly to launch her own Shui bomb. This isn't just about speed, it's about the angle, the proximity, and the timing that the drift provides. In real-world racing, a perfectly executed drift in rally racing allows drivers to maintain speed through tight corners, much like Priya is doing here to gain an offensive advantage. Similarly, in competitive esports like Mario Kart, players meticulously practice drift lines to shave milliseconds off their lap times and create openings for item usage. Many competitive Mario Kart players would agree that mastering drifting is fundamental to high-level play. It's not just about going fast, it's about controlling your trajectory and building up boosts that are essential for victory. The opinion is that drifting is the cornerstone of both offensive and defensive strategy. A potential challenge associated with drifting is its inherent risk. An improperly executed drift can lead to hitting a wall, losing momentum, or even falling off the track, turning a potential advantage into a significant setback. This adds a layer of tension to Priya's successful execution. It wasn't a guaranteed outcome. An alternative viewpoint might argue that focusing solely on drifting can sometimes lead to neglecting other strategic elements, like item management or defensive driving. But in Priya's case, it's clearly integrated into her overall plan. This point connects directly to and influences other aspects of the main topic by setting up the climax of the race. Priya's successful drift is the direct precursor to her launching the Shui bomb and potentially winning. It highlights her skill, justifies her current position, and builds anticipation for the final act. It also subtly reinforces the idea that success in Mario Kart isn't just about luck with items, but also about the skillful application of core mechanics. This heading, the Mario Kart race ensues between Princess Priya and Queen Bowzo. In our last story, Princess Priya dodged Bowzo's attempt to hit her with her Shui bomb. Now, after successfully drifting, Priya is close now to launch her Shui bomb and surge ahead for the win. Introduces the critical juncture of the race, highlighting Priya's strategic positioning and imminent offensive move. It signifies the climax of the current narrative arc, where the protagonist, Priya, transitions from defensive maneuvering to an aggressive, potentially race-winning action. This moment is crucial because it demonstrates the application of skill to create an opportunity for a decisive strike, a core element of competitive racing narratives. The significance lies in the shift of momentum and the impending resolution of the immediate conflict. Priya's successful drift isn't just a technical maneuver, it's a narrative device that builds tension and anticipation for her counterattack. This point is important for illustrating the dynamic nature of the race, where fortunes can change rapidly based on player skill and item usage. Two specific examples illustrating this point within the Mario Kart universe would be, firstly, a player successfully executing a snaking technique to gain a speed boost and overtake opponents, similar to Priya's drift setting her up for the win. Secondly, a player holding onto a powerful item like a red shell or a golden mushroom until the perfect moment to deploy it for a significant advantage, much like Priya preparing to launch her Shui bomb. In a real-world racing context, this could be a Formula One driver perfectly executing a slipstream maneuver to slingshot past a rival on the final lap. or a cyclist timing their sprint perfectly after drafting behind another rider. From a narrative perspective, this moment supports the idea of the underdog potentially triumphing through skill and strategic thinking. Many viewers would root for Priya, seeing her successful drift and impending attack as a well-deserved opportunity after dodging Bowzo's earlier aggression. A potential challenge or alternative viewpoint could be that Bowzo might have a counter item or a defensive strategy ready, making Priya's win less certain. The narrative could introduce a twist where Bowzo deploys a super horn to deflect the Shui bomb, or a boo to steal Priya's item, adding another layer of complexity and extending the tension. This concept also connects directly to the overall theme of competition and rivalry within the Mario Kart universe, influencing subsequent events by either solidifying Priya's lead or setting up another dramatic exchange between the two racers. It also impacts the audience's perception of Priya as a skilled and resourceful racer, building her character arc.